CEO Live Talks.
I am Dr. Swannie Jett, and I have a passion for public health for over 30 years. Now, I'm in a position to affect change, and these are the critical conversations about health in our community with the people who can help me make those changes. Good afternoon. Welcome to CEO Live Talks. This is episode 2 with Mr. DeVone Holt. My parents didn't know about college and ACT and stuff like that, so I took the ACT, and I scored very well on the SAT, but not the ACT. I think I might have scored a 8 or a 9 the first time.
Wow, okay.
I fell asleep playing out with the partners. That's the one I took it, I got a 12. But the ACT, they never really taught it, and nobody ever looked at the sciences part. I was scoring 26s. Right.
That's where your strength
I hated
was.
the social sciences because it didn't talk about our history. Right. So that part I would not take.
Oh, wow.
Nobody ever asked the question.
Okay.
But I went to, it was a co-op, something to help you fill out financial aid. I said, I want to go to school to be an architecture engineer. And the guy told me, you would never get an engineering degree.
Wow.
Right. So I filled out the paperwork anyway. And of course, I went to college. I had an architectural scholarship. But I went to college and used my football scholarship.
Okay.
And ended up with a master's in engineering.
Isn't that something?
Right. But that fueled me because what they didn't look at is in high school, by my sophomore year, I had taken all the calculus, all the physics, all the chemistry.
Somebody missed.
Junior year, I had enough credits to graduate from high school. So it wasn't like I was just a football player. I finished with almost a 2.9, 3.0 average.
Okay.
But that did fuel me. Now, the funny thing is, my football team was number 1 in the state. We only had probably 14 seniors. Maybe 5 of us were college eligible.
Wow.
And we was number 1 in the state. We was like the Trinity in the middle of Louisville in Chicago. 64 publicly schools.
Yeah, oh man. Okay.
So only 25 players.
That says that they were focused on sports and not education.
Yep. So that helps fuel a lot. What lessons, looking back, because it definitely helped your career, what lessons would you give to the younger generation now?
It's funny. I have these conversations with these young men who I mentor. I've got a friend of mine. He and I started a mentoring program for young high school boys. And we have these conversations trying to help them find their way. And the idea for us is not necessarily to tell them what to do. It's to kind of help them understand the pitfalls that will prevent them from being successful no matter what it is they are attempting to do. And to me, there's just certain things that you've got to commit to no matter what it is you decide you want to do, right? Like you've got to study your craft. You have to be committed to understanding, knowing what it is you're attempting to do. So if you want to be a football player, you've got to practice, and not just on the field. You've got to watch film, you've got to study, you've got to know the game, you've got to study your opponents, you've got to know yourself. But if you want to be a scientist, right, you've got to understand the technology, you've got to understand what the data says. And so for me, it's about making sure you're spending time studying your craft.
That's that investment.
Yeah. The other thing that you've got to be able to do is what I share with them is you have to surround yourself with people who are going where you're going. Maybe not doing the exact same thing, but people who have ambition, who have drive, this idea of being able to hang out with people who have no ambition and no drive, and you still being able to move yourself in a different direction, I think is a lie that some of them believe in. Like, I can do this and do that. Part of what I tell them is that if you hang out with 9 broke people, you're going to be the 10th one. You hang out with 9 criminals, you're more than likely going to be the 10th one.
You're going to be an accomplice. You're going to be caught up in it.
Exactly. And so who you surround yourself with matters. And the same thing with business, right? If you're creating, and you've got to know this, if you've got a vision to grow and build an organization, a business, a company, it matters who you have on your team. It matters who you have around you. And the same in life. If you have a desire to be something, grow in certain ways, you've got to be surrounded with people who are going to help nurture that growth. And I've learned that a long time ago, and I try to pour that now into the young people I mentor, that the people you surround yourself with, I tell them, are like elevator buttons. And elevator buttons will only do one of two things. They take you up or they take you down. And so you've got to make some real serious decisions about who you surround yourself with.
So, you say that, and obviously you've had some good mentors. I like what you said earlier about being authentic. I took a class recently I did a certificate program through Cornell, and it was called Servant Leadership. One segment talked a lot about being authentic, being authentic you. And I remember, I think it might have been Bullitt County or Seminole, when I was a health commissioner. Usually you run a health department, you got speaking engagements, you have to be out in the public all the time. So I never had downtime to wear regular clothes, right? Because I was always on. And at one point, I think I might have put on a sweatsuit and a hat. I might have had my earrings in. And the people walked right by me. They was like, they didn't even know who I was. I was like, man, did I check? And then somebody walked up and said, Dr. Jett. I said, yes, this would be me. And then I thought to myself, if I'm not my authentic person, not me, people would stereotype, right? And I am in Sanford, and Trevor Martin was wearing a hoodie, right? So they immediately stereotype because the person's wearing hip hop gear or a hoodie that they're a criminal. So I thought to myself, I said, you know what? Maybe I need to show society my true self. And no code switching. Be authentic.
Be who you are.
And then people will acknowledge that. And hell, you might even get more people to follow you.
My wife has an incredible gift in that way. She's just so committed to being authentically who she is. Incredibly smart, brilliant, quite frankly. And but she's got a whole tattoo sleeve. Now, I don't have a tattoo to speak
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, she wrestled initially with this idea of what that might do for her career and how it might be off-putting to some people. And she just decided that the people who are for her are going to be for her, and the people who are not are not. But that she knows she's got something that she brings to the table. And if a tattoo is enough to make you not turn away, then those are not people and not situations that were meant for her. And I admire that. I do. And I won't pretend that, I don't know when to put on a suit. I know when to put on a suit. I know when I can wear boots and hoodies. And so I've recognized how to move in and out of those spaces. The thing, though, that I've refused to compromise is, regardless if I'm in boots and a hoodie or a Brooks Brothers suit, you will always get DeVone Holt. You will always get who I am. That's my secret ingredient. That's my secret weapon. And I've learned at this point that if I bring who I am to the table, I never have to. You never have to try to figure out who you are,
who you're trying to represent, or what lie you represent.
And the beautiful thing I will tell you in the journey of my career, especially here most recently, is that the role that I'm in now at the Muhammad Ali Center has been sort of this great culmination of me being able to be in a role that allows me to be authentically me. And almost requires that. I tell some folks who've asked that the beautiful thing that I love about this job now is that there's no separation in who I am and who this job needs me to be. And so I wake up in the morning not having to turn a switch on or off. I just slide right into that work mode.
Hello, my name is Sierra Clark, and I'm the Chronic Disease Manager at Park Duval Community Health Center. Ever since I started at Park Duval over 9 years ago, I have been committed to helping patients live healthier lifestyles. I am currently serving patients in the Chronic Care Management Program, or CCM program. My team and I help patients manage their chronic conditions such as obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes. In this CCM program, you will receive several benefits to help you manage your health. We offer monthly telephone calls to check in with your progress and to assist you with any concerns, assistance with scheduling your healthcare appointments, and assistance with filling your prescriptions in a timely and convenient manner. We also offer many resources to help you with the barriers you may face with eating healthy, being physically active, or monitoring your conditions at home. For more information, visit us online at pdchc.org or visit one of our health centers.
So we have a lot of mutual friends. So I was playing golf with Kevin Wigington
That's my man.
and Vincent Anthony.
Yep, my guys.
And so
Q-Dogs.
we was having a conversation. I said, how long have you known DeVone? He said, we've known him for a long time. Has he always been the same? And they said, he's been the same.
Yeah.
And when Muhammad Ali's job came open, I said, we was playing golf. I said, I think he'd be the perfect fit.
Oh, wow.
I didn't call you, and I was like, I'm gonna wait and see what happens.
Oh, wow.
And the reason we even started on this subject is because University of Kentucky wrote an article about me probably a year ago called me the People's Champ. And I said, well, I'm the second coming. The Muhammad Ali job will be good, but that's not me. But I thought, perfect fit.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
And I had that foresight to think because it needs somebody. There's one thing, like I said, to run an operation every day, ins and outs, the bolts of the operation. But there is, I'm big in public relations. So if there is a public persona that has to go along with the job.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to feel comfortable in being on the red carpet.
Yeah.
You have to feel comfortable with, we're talking to the Ali family. We're showing up at major events. Right?
Yeah.
You have to know how to dress. If you ain't never been to Bentley, when you get in it, you better act like you know how to
you've been
drive.
there. That's right.
Don't make it your first time. And so, so I thought it was a perfect fit. So, now you're in the role. And for me, of course, this is my fourth stint being the CEO. I've always had a 30, 60, 90-day vision. And then I put together a 3 to 5 year vision.
Yep.
So, and your vision is sometimes separate from the board. You have to bring the board into the vision. So what vision did you lay out?
Well, so I started in July, and so I'm about 5 months into the job at this point. And so the beautiful thing was that there was a strategic plan that had been rolled out not long before I started. And so I had the benefit of kind of riding that wave as I stepped into this role and recognizing that a lot of what was in that strategic plan was absolutely right and necessary for what we needed. But I also recognize as someone who is from Louisville, someone who was here in this community when that center opened 19 years ago, who recognized that there's a spark that still needs to happen in order to really sort of turn the corner and turn the Muhammad Ali Center into this white hot brand that I believe it could and should be.
Should be.
Exactly. And so to that, there's a vision that's being crafted now that we plan to share with the world in November 2025 for our 20th anniversary. And that really is about leveraging every resource we have to catapult the Muhammad Ali Center into a global brand that does this impactful work, not just here in Louisville, Kentucky, not just here in the state, not just in the United States, but to truly figure out how we leverage his global icon status to do work around the globe. And so in these few months that I've been in this role, you would be blown away if I showed you the messages in my inbox from people from literally all around the world who have this incredible vested interest in Muhammad Ali. And they want to figure out how we help build and grow this center and the impact that it has on the world. And so the work that I'm doing now, you talk about building a vision, you talk about building a strategic plan. I'm working and connecting with those people. I'm working and connecting with those institutions, both locally, nationally, and internationally, to figure out how we build a strategy that allows us to do this work both locally, nationally, internationally, and some of that is going to start early 2025. We've got some national work that we're going to be rolling out. But then beyond that, we're going to be talking with folks about how we build out work that allows the impact of the Ali Center to be felt worldwide.
So I understood that because I was one of the people when it opened. I think I sat for 8 hours and watched every fight.
Oh, wow.
Because I grew up, I was born in '68, so I watched the Ali fights until his last fight.
Wow, wow.
In fact, besides that, I did martial arts and boxing.
Okay,
So
okay.
my style was totally Ali.
Okay.
So when I came back to Louisville, because I've been on this journey now for 30 years in healthcare and public health, I came back, one reason was Park DeVone. And to elevate the brand of Park DeVone.
And you have.
To be top in the state and well recognized in Louisville.
Okay.
To be a pillar. And I see the Muhammad Ali being the top place in the world, where it needs to be replicated and have Ali Center in China.
I love your vision, yeah.
And, Dubai.
Yeah.
So people don't have to travel to Louisville necessarily
Yeah.
to get to Ali Center, but you just replicate everything.
Yeah.
And I think to me, that's the vision. And then, the CEO just travels to different places and does the ribbon cutting and the grand opening.
Well, let me tell you, we've got a vision, one, to build up Louisville first. Right. This facility is now 19 years old, and so in the short term, we want to give a little love to this facility, update certain things, modernize it in certain ways, refresh some of the exhibits, and maybe even build out a campus around the facility itself. And so there's a need and a desire to do that so that it continues to serve as this sort of beacon of greatness that the world gravitates to. And I mean that literally. Part of what we've learned is that Louisville tourism has told us is that 82% of the international tourists who come to Louisville are on record of saying that they come here specifically to see the Muhammad Ali Center. Wow. So it truly is an international magnet for the city of Louisville, Kentucky, that is a treasure in that way. But you're right. There is this love and appreciation for Ali around the globe that I think is ready for their own version of an Ali Center in some places and in some ways. And so what you shared is part of the conversations that are already starting to happen internally. That's down the road. So you talk about a multi-year vision, but I don't think that that's something that will be too far off the radar screen.
And and just so you know, I intentionally used the Ali Center for our galas.
Yes, thank you. You had your last one there.
I had my last one there. So I'm busting the seams. I'm up at 300 now.
So
I need some seating. So I do need to expand to that. But I do it because I want a place of excellence. Actually, I want valet service, a red carpet to run out the front door.
I love that.
But that's another thing.
We can talk about that. We can talk about that.
But I do it because the place is nice. And it has significant connotations of the importance of why you do events there. The reason I didn't move, because I thought about going to Norton's, but I like where the Ali Center is centered. 1 year though, when I have the gala, I'm going to paint the water probably purple, so that it doesn't look dirty out the window. Because I want the full ambiance, right? And luckily we do it at night, so it
Yeah,
just looks
I can change a
beautiful.
lot of things, but the Ohio River is out of my control.
So what they do in Chicago, they actually
They put
dye green.
dye green. I've seen that.
They
Yeah.
dye green. So
Yeah.
I have an
Okay.
idea.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
I'm coming with it. So, when you're taking over an operation, there's always a lot of cleanup. When I walked in the door and, I laugh because, my producer, Fred, has heard me say this several times. When I walk in the door, a third of the people are with you, a third of the people are not with you, and the third is on the fence.
Yep. They're trying to figure it out.
They're
Which
trying
way
to
are we
figure
going,
it
left
out.
or right?
And when you get a couple of years in, 50% with you, that third is still lingering out. By the third year, 75% with you, that third that left now. so it's your team.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you 5 months in. What challenges have you had?
Well, it's right now. We are building a team, and you know what that's like.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so it's about creating a team that truly gets and understands the vision and can lean all of our resources into moving into a certain direction.
Hello, I'm Dr. Swannie Jett. Please make sure you visit one of our 5 locations, not only in Louisville, but outside of Louisville and surrounding areas. Thank you. I finally could say I have my C-suite complete. It probably was completed about 6 months ago. We're talking about
Oh, wow.
2.5
Years. Wow. Wow.
in. Well, yeah. It's finally complete. I made some tweaks
Yeah.
here and there
I get it.
because everybody doesn't have the same vision.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Everybody, when I came in, and I'm a Chicago native, so I do everything exponentially fast, right? And people just don't move that fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when you move in an organization,
And I am
it
too.
takes a while. It takes a while.
Well, so I'm operating with a sense of urgency too, because we've got opportunity, milestones in front of us that I want us to be able to take advantage of, and so we don't have the luxury of being able to move slow. And so, building my team, I just hired Ashley Parrott as our vice president of development. Aaron Herbert, who's been on the staff for a while now, is an incredible vice president who's given direction to our programming and educational activities at the Muhammad Ali Center. I'm looking for an operations leader to join our leadership team. And so soon I will round out that leadership team in a way that will have us running 100 miles an hour. And I feel really good about that. And at that point, it's really about providing more, obviously, development internally for the rest of the team and staff. But it's about making sure that the world is aware of the work we're doing at the Ali Center and giving them really clear opportunities to tap in to what we're doing, to support it, to participate in certain ways. I tell people when they ask me how can they support the Muhammad Ali Center, I said there's 3 things you can do. One, you can show up. Come to the Ali Center, have your galas there like you do, come and visit and tour the museum, participate in our programs and activities. The other thing you can do instead of showing up is speak up. You can tell the community, tell the world about the Ali Center, your experiences, the things that we're doing. You can follow us on social media, like, reshare, post content, those things that allow you to speak up and help share in the message. But after you show up, speak up. The other thing I need you to do is cough up the money.
Donate.
Make a donation.
Donate.
And support the work of the Muhammad Ali Center. Those are the 3 things that are really going to help catapult us and make sure we take this mission vision to the next level. And I would tell you, Dr. Jett, I think probably more so now than ever, there's a need for us to lean in to the mission work of the Muhammad Ali Center, which is to foster respect, to inspire the next generation of change makers, and to advance social justice causes. And when you look at the world that we are in now and the feelings of anxiety and even fear that people have, and the polarization that we see happening among people, the work that we do at the Ali Center is designed very uniquely to overcome those things in a way that values people regardless of what side of the equation they find themselves on. Muhammad had this incredible, unique ability to galvanize people. Despite their religious backgrounds, their race, creed, colors, he was able to galvanize people. And we still have that ability because of the gift he left us with his name, his brand, his credibility. And we want to use that to do something very similar to bring people together, not just to talk, but to solve problems. And so you'll see us leaning into that in some really unique ways in 2025 and beyond that get to the heart of solving problems and helping us as a society figure out how we coexist together in meaningful ways.
So you're doing some of the same work that Park DeVone is doing.
Okay.
The reason people have poor health care all stimulated from social injustice and racism, right? Because the health outcomes that you have in this world directly correlate with poverty,
Yes.
education,
Location.
environment, etc.
Yeah.
So my fight isn't in healthcare; it's all upstream approaches that can change that dichotomy that we see today.
Yeah, I believe that.
So we're in the same fight.
We are.
And a lot of people don't recognize that. If you come to me for anything in the healthcare, that's the end state. I'm worried about the violence that's happening around
Upstream.
Park DeVone. I'm worried about people speeding down the street at 100 miles an hour in a 35-mile zone where they just hit a kid not too long ago, right? Or I'm worried about that we're in a food desert and we don't have one grocery store on 26th and Broadway. And I'm telling people that they need to eat healthy, but yet they have no healthy options. Right. And we want to talk about the 9th Street divide, which really the West End starts at 1st Street because it goes west. But we have all these mom and pop little stores to get junk food. And you have all these little restaurants that don't provide healthy food. I drive 15 minutes out of that. So when we talk about the social justice fight, we really have to make sure that message is heard in Louisville. So I would say it starts here, and then we spread it global.
Well, and that's our intent. It's like you've got to take care of home before you go out and try to conquer the world. And so as much as we see the world as our platform to do good at the Muhammad Ali Center, there's a real need for us to make sure that we are vested here locally in being part of the solution. And so we're leaning into that very heavily, looking for partners that are going to help us advance that work. And so it might be Park DeVone.
It will be Park DeVone because we need a lecture series to talk about the injustices that go on here. And this is the reason that I even have CEO Live Talks, really to have that platform.
Let's put it together in 2025.
All right.
Let's do that.
Well, thank you for coming today, sir.
I appreciate you, my friend.
We got a lot of work to do.
Yes, we do.
Well, have a great rest of the afternoon. Thank you for tuning in to CEO Live Talks. Of course, I have my good friend, Mr. DeVone Holt here, and it was definitely a pleasure.